are going to be doing a very special sequence in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. And mental health and mental illness sometimes gets used interchangeably, which is unfortunate, because then when someone says, I'm experiencing some challenges with my mental health, that people, they don't want to say that, because then it sounds like they are dealing with a mental illness, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's two related but different things. And I think personally that we should be much more conversational about mental health, the importance of it, and the importance of acknowledging when we're struggling in some way, and then either getting the help that we need, or maybe having a little bit of a toolbox of things that you can do also for yourself, because life is up and down. I mean, it doesn't matter whose life it is, right? It doesn't matter if someone's having an easier time or a more challenging time. It's always up and down. So the ability for us to be able to manage our mental health, meaning emotional, social, psychological, all of that is part of mental health. Happiness is a part of mental health. So to be able to manage these things and manage the fluctuations that naturally occur. And I think of it as a seesaw. So, the seesaw, right? And then our job is to try to stay in the center, the fulcrum. And then, one person goes down, the other person goes up. You're trying to stay in the center, and now you're sliding. Scooch back into the center again. Oh, and then this side goes down. Oh, you're sliding, scooch. So it's like, that's, I think for me, it's a great analogy, a visual for life. So what can help you scooch to the center quicker, easier, and feeling more in control? That's what we're after. So that's what this series is about. So you can geek out on this stuff, and it's very, very interesting. But a lot of people think of yoga as just exercise, which it is. It is definitely good exercise. Some people think of yoga as just stretching, which it is. It's also that. But yoga also has 8 limbs in, referred to as the 8 limbs of yoga. The physical practice is one, meditation, mindfulness is another, breathing practices, or what is referred to as pranayama, that is another. And then that's just 3 of the 8, right? So there's a lot of them. And the ones that we are more familiar with to be able to positively affect our mental health, our mental well-being, are the physical and breathing and the mindfulness. So we do all of that in all of our practices, but we're just going to kind of focus in on that today. So we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 poses. All of them positively influence our mental health, mental well-being in some way. So what I'm going to explain, we're going to go through, we're going to do a little test drive of each one of these poses, and then we're going to do a sequence. And you can see how it just works in with your yoga sequences that you may do other places. Okay. So let's start really quick with child's pose. Why not, right? So you know what is best for your child's pose. For some people, you want to put your head and maybe your arms or something up on like some blocks. Sometimes that's good. And maybe coming way back like this isn't good for knees or hips, or could be ankles. You could be having an ankle issue. But just come to your child's pose. And then just settle in. And I'd like you to breathe into your back body. So every time you inhale, feel like your back ribs are expanding out to the side and up, and then slowly relaxing down on the exhale. And while you do that, let me tell you what child's pose does for you. It provides stress relief because it's a forward bend. It's a relaxed posture. It helps to calm the mind and reduce feelings of anxiety and stress. So that's, keep going. Grounding. Feel the weight of your body as you're in this pose on the ground. It creates a sense of grounding and stability, which can be very helpful if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or just disconnected, just not like really in your body, too distracted. As you continue this pose, it improves your breathing. It can help calm your nervous system and promote an inner sense of calm. It's a self-soothing pose, so it can create a feeling of comfort and safety, which can be especially helpful if you're experiencing times of emotional distress. There's physical benefits, of course. It stretches the hips, the back, the shoulders, which can improve your flexibility and range of motion. And it also can help with insomnia. So for those who struggle a bit with insomnia, this pose promotes relaxation and again calms the nervous system. So those are all the nice things about your child's pose. So take an inhale, and from that string that connects your belly button to your spine, lift yourself up from that. And let's move into down dog. So you can rearrange yourself in whatever your version of down dog is. And you can lift the hips back, leading from the lengthening of the hands down the arms to the shoulders, to all the way up side body to the hips. And then you can slowly lower your heels towards the mat. So let me tell you what down dog does for you. It relieves stress and tension. It can also help relieve mild depression. It stretches the back, the neck, the hamstrings, the calves, and it helps to dissolve tension and reduce stress. The blood flow then, obviously, with your head below your heart, the blood flow goes towards the brain, which can help relieve headaches and mental fogginess. Down dog, since it's a forward fold, it's a inversion because your head is below your heart, calms your nervous system, creates a sense of calm as long as you're not struggling in your down dog. So if you are struggling in your down dog, you need to find a different down dog. Some people need to be on their forearms. Some people need to do down dog on a chair with their arms on a chair. Some people need to do it from the wall. But all of these things are available to you. There's a million ways to do down dog, and you can provide these benefits for you. So take one more inhale in your down dog, and on the exhale, bend your knees and bring them down to the mat. All right, so let's stand. And stand at the front of your mat. Okay, so we are going to do three standing poses. So the first one is crescent lunge. Okay, so it's a high lunge. So if you're standing in mountain pose, shift your weight to your left foot, come up on your right toes, get a focal point across the room. This is the way I like to go into either warrior one or the high lunge, because it challenges so many other things that are good for us, especially as we get older. Okay, so then you come up on your left foot, bring your right leg up a little bit, and now you're going to step back into where you can't see, right? So this is very important to be able to do that step back onto your toes. So what that does is you have to be able to know where your body is in space without a visual aid. It's interoception, knowing where your body is in space, is something we lose as we get older. So practicing these things becomes very important. Okay, and then you step back, and then of course now it has something to do with balance. So a lot of times people step back and they don't take enough width out of their mat. So if you feel like you're really teetering, just bring your back foot out a little bit more to the right and give your pelvis some room. And once you do that, you maybe feel more room in the hip area. Okay, and then all you do is inhale your arms forward and up, let the shoulder blades rise, and then just lower your pelvis into the space you've provided. So your left knee bends, you're up on your right toes. And then just settle into this for a minute and allow your body to make the adjustments. Just notice what's happening, where things are lengthening. Front of the right hip, you've got the left one bent, reaching up towards the sky, gazing into your focal point, and just breathe gently in and out through your body. Okay, so crescent lunge, high lunge, promotes flexibility and balance, also helps improve emotional stability. It is a stress reducer, even though you might think I'm really working here. It helps to improve focus. Obviously, you need focus to be able to do this. I'll tell you the other benefits in a minute. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, step your right foot towards your left and meet in down pose and relax your arms down gently by yourself. Take a breath. Alrighty, shift your weight to your right foot. Come up on your left toes. Gaze into your focal point. And then gently lift your left leg up. And then step back with the left foot onto the left toes into the great unknown. And again, first let's just navigate. Do you need more width on your mat? If you do, scoot your left foot over to the left a little bit. Give your pelvis some room. Inhale your arms forward and up. And then on the exhale, settle down into the space that you created. Crescent lunge, high lunge also helps improve emotional balance. And by opening the hips, obviously, right? The chest, yep. This pose can release tension and promote a sense of grounding and stability, both physically and emotionally. So let's think about the grounding. Feel the weight of your right foot down on the mat, grounding down into the earth, and you're up on your toes and the ball of your foot on your left foot. And just feel like you root down with that, you know, as you're creating like a stable system. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, step your left foot towards your right. And then let the arms float down by your sides. All righty. Let's step back with our left foot, and we're going to go into warrior two. So step back with the left foot, and then, you know, you kind of pivot on the ball of your left foot to get it into a 45-ish, not less than 90-degree angle. Your right knee starts to bend. Make sure it's going over the two middle toes. And then get some width on your mat and some length, because we really want to be able to bend that front knee. And we've spoken about this before, where if you just bend it a little bit because you're trying to protect your knee, you're basically not using much of your hamstrings, and therefore your knee is less stable because the hamstrings come in and around, support the inner and outer part of that knee to keep it in alignment. So you actually do want to. So as you're building strength, maybe you stay in it for, you know, a few breaths because you're still building strength there. And then you just work your way up to be able to stay in the drop pose a little bit longer. Okay, so now you're facing forward, okay? Your left hip has rolled towards the front of your mat. Inhale your left arm back, and the right arm floats up. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears, gazing over the middle finger of your right hand. And then make sure that there's as much weight on the back leg as on the front, so you're not leaning over. And breathing in and out through your nose. What Warrior Two does for you is promotes confidence, strength, and grounding. because it offers both physical and mental benefits. It can contribute to mental well-being by promoting focus and a sense of inner strength. All right, we're going to go to the other one. Inhale and gently straighten your right leg. And then let's pivot on the heel of your right heel. So you come into a forward stance. Let's turn our toes in like a big toe whip. And we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold just for symmetry before we do the other leg. So you can put your hands on your hips. Inhale and open the heart and the chest forward like a superwoman. Exhale, slowly come into a forward fold from the creases in your hips. And you can let the arm slide down the outside of your legs towards your ankles. Pay attention to your feet. Where's the weight? So you don't want to roll in on your ankles and you don't want to be too far out. You can put your hands down if you want or not. If you want to put a couple blocks there, you can. And relax your head and neck. Again, this is a forward fold. It's an inversion. Your head is below your heart. Very calming for your nervous system. Very good for your mental health and well-being. I put your hands in the creases of your hips. Inhale, lifting from your shoulder blades. Slowly come on up. And pause. All right, let's just pivot to the other side. So let's pivot on our left heel. So the left toes are facing that edge of the mat. And then allow your right hip to roll forward. You can adjust your right foot. Get some width. Get some length. Take an inhale and exhale. Slowly bend that left knee, making sure it goes in the direction of your two middle toes. And again, really bend the knee, right? If I'm talking and you want to come out of it, come out of it. If you're feeling like you've lost your alignment, if your left thigh gets too tired, inhale the right arm back, and then the left arm floats up. So warrior two encourages opening in the hips, right? The chest. Oh, Stacia's coming back in. And the chest. Breathing in and out through your nose. This helps release tension and helps improve mental clarity. Take one more inhale. And slowly come on up, straightening that left leg. Pivot on the left heel. So now you're back in a wide leg. Let's take the hands and put them behind us. Interlace your fingers. Open your heart forward. And maybe come forward into a forward fold this way. Let the hands lift up as much or as little as you want to behind you. Relax your head and neck. Take another inhale. A slow exhale through your nose. And on the next inhale, slowly come on up. Once you're up, release your arms. You can just kind of roll your shoulders. And then let's heel toe our feet together. Okay, so we've done those. Let's see, here's the big one. Here's the big one. Okay, so for this, I'd like you to grab a couple of blocks in case you need them. So we're going to do something called garland pose. Let's see, I'm going to do it forward of you. I'm going to do it forward of you so you can see. Okay, so garland pose, I'm going to give you some directions. It's basically a yogic squat. Okay, so I'm gonna give you directions of how to do it, because sometimes people just go into it incorrectly and now you're uncomfortable or something, it's like, oh, this is hurting my knees or whatever. And so let's do it together. So because you're going to be bending your knees, right? Versus a forward fold, your toes kind of come in a little bit, bending your knees, your toes are out of it. So your feet should be a bit wider than your shoulders. And we're going to squat down, okay? So why don't you just put your hands in the creases of your hips and see how I have my blocks behind me? Because since it's a squat, and just depending on the state of your todayness, you may need to be able to rest your seat on the block. So if you don't, then you don't have to. But if you do, they're there for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and bend our knees. And it's a deep squat, okay? So this is not just this little thing. We're going to come way down like this. So that's where the blocks come in handy. So I'm going to sit on my blocks so I can show you the rest of it. So you, in your arms, you bring them, the elbows to the inside of your knees. And your palms are together in prayer. So you gently press your elbows into your knees, and then your knees back again into your elbows. And this helps you deepen the stretch in here. So that's why it's nice to start doing it just, sitting on the blocks. And if the blocks are not high enough for you, well, there's a chair. You could take a couple folded blankets and put them on top of your blocks. Anything just to be able to get that support for you. And know that, like anything, you're building the strength in order to. So don't worry if you need extra height, and it depends on the length of your legs too, honestly. So for tall people, this is like way down there. For shorter people, we're not going so far. Okay, so here you are, hands like this. Now we're going to keep your spine straight and your shoulders are not hunched forward like, oh God, no. Relax your shoulders. Your chest is lifted. And then you just breathe for several minutes and you're focusing on the stretch. So I'm going to do it without. Okay, so go down and here you are. Okay. And I do a lot of squatting between pulling weeds and messing around with the grandkids. Actually, in our Facebook group, I just actually showed this, although I was playing a game with them. But I was doing this. Any opportunity I can to add a squat to my day, I do. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself. We need this flexibility. Now, here's the other thing I didn't mention. Let's say you can't have your heels down. It's just like not working. Got a fix for that. You can take a blanket and you can sit your heels up on that. And then you can give that a try. So if that's something that's challenging you today, there you go. All right, so this yogic squat, this garland pose, offers several mental health benefits. Reduces stress, anxiety, promotes relaxation, and it improves your self-esteem. This has a lot to do with the hips and all the emotion that we hold. It also encourages deep breathing and mindfulness, because you have to really think about this. You're in the moment. You're not planning your future here. You're trying to do this. It helps calm the mind, helps reduce negative thoughts. It's kind of a powerful pose to be able to do this. It helps ground the body. It contributes to a sense of calm and well-being. It also facilitates emotional release by opening the hips, which are often associated with emotional storage. All right. So, as I said in the Facebook group, going down sometimes isn't the problem. It's getting back up again. So here we go. Now you're going to ground through your feet as you slowly stand. Ready? Take an inhale. Exhale, ground through the feet as you let the strength of your legs slowly back up and release your arms. Woo. And you do it slow, because I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a head rush. So it pays to stand slow, because you can reduce that. And then you just wait. Don't go walking around if you're feeling a little dizzy. And then once that calms you down, and then you go ahead and move. Okay. So that's garland pose. Okay, put these back. See if there's anything. There's a couple of, we're gonna do tree pose next, and then we'll be down on the mat. Okay, so tree pose. this is where I do want you to take a block and I want you to put it right now in between your legs. So some people have excellent balance in tree pose and some, not so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to ground down through the left leg, keeping that left hip in. I'm going to bend the right knee. I'd like you first to take the right foot on the toes and put it up on the block. And then you just turn your leg out a little bit. Okay, so this should be easier after doing that garland pose, the opening of the hips. So you don't lock your left knee, okay? You need to be, that knee needs to be able to move and twitch, and plus locking knees is not the best for you. Okay, so this is tree pose, even with your toe down. So you pick a focal point. You're like, all right, let me just see how much I can lift that toe off. Now, I don't want you to push it on the inside of your knee, of your left knee. So you don't want to push there. So it's either below or above. You can bring it up here. Okay, and you can just hold it up there and you push your left leg into your foot and your right foot, into your leg. Okay, or you can do it down on your calf. All of it's tree pose. You can inhale your arms out to here. You can grow your tree way up. You can have your palms at your heart center, gazing into your focal point, working on your balance in this strong, stable pose. So go ahead and go in and out, and then switch and do the other leg. And let me tell you what tree pose does. It can positively affect your mental health by promoting focus, concentration, stability, right? That's pretty obvious. It requires single-minded attention. That you need to be able to maintain the balance. It can be meditative, and it can reduce mental chatter, because I really don't know what else you can be thinking about besides tree pose when you're doing tree pose. Now work on your breathing. Slowly in, slowly out. Relax the shoulders down. Root down through the standing leg. And then let's release the pose. Okay. Balancing like that can enhance your mindfulness practice because it is so very mindful in the moment. Okay. A great mental health and mental well-being pose. Okay, so now we're going to go, the last ones are bridge pose and happy baby. So we don't need to practice those because I know you got those down. So let's go ahead and let's begin and let's do a little practice. Okay, so let's see. We're going to start with mountain pose. So this is how all those benefits of mental health and mental well-being work into a yoga practice. Start in mountain pose. Inhale your arms out to the side and up overhead. Turn the palms forward on the exhale. Come into a forward fold. By the way, this is also another inversion. Very calming. Inhale, put your hands on your shins. Nice flat back. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your right foot back to a lunge. Your left foot back to plank. Can't do a yoga practice without a little plank. Reach the front of the head forward, the heels back. Snug up that corset to keep your organs in. And now on the next exhale, push back into down dog. Here's one. Breathe in and out to your down dog. Make any adjustments that you need or want to make. Inhale and bend the right knee, shift the weight to the left. Lift the right leg up and back behind you. Bend the right knee and somehow, some way, get the right foot in between your hands. So you may want to have a couple blocks here if that will help you, give you more room. So staying up on your left toes, right foot staring at it. So turn the right foot one big toe width towards the right. Maybe you want to come up on your fingertips to get your balance. Inhale. And on the exhale, reach the arms forward and have it bring you up into, you guessed it, high lunge, crescent lunge. Breathing in and out through your nose here. Reach the left hip back a little bit. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, let the arms come down by your sides and down in front. You can put your hands back on the blocks or on the mat. Step your right foot back to down dog. If you want to try hands on the blocks here, this is quite nice. It gives you a little bit more room to step the foot forward. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, shift the weight to the right foot, bend the left knee. Lift the left leg behind you, bend the left knee, and then step the left foot in between your hands. Get the width on the mat that you desire. Get the length between the front and back foot. Come up on your fingertips. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, reach the arms forward and let them come up above, back into crescent lunge. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, let the hands come down and forward on either side of the left foot. And now we're going to step the left foot back to down dog. Take a breath in down dog. Bend the knees and walk the feet forward to your hands into a forward fold. Put your hands in your hip creases and inhale, lifting from the shoulder blades. Slowly come on up. Relax your arms down by your sides. Inhale your arms out to the side and up overhead. Turn the palms forward and come into a forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat and bend your right knee. Bend both knees and take your right foot and step back into a lunge. Now we're going to ground the back right foot because we're going to come into warrior two. Get the width on the mat that you would deserve and need. Get the length. Your hands are still down. Take an inhale. And on the inhale, let it rise you up as the right arm reaches back and the left arm floats up. Warrior two. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Round that back right foot. Have the weight equal over front and back foot. Take an inhale. And let's slowly straighten that left leg. Take the left hand into the left leg crease. Push back, shift your hips back. Allows that right hip to turn forward a little bit. And then slowly let that left arm slide down into triangle. You can lift the right arm up. You can have the right arm on your hip. You can have it behind your back. Now move the left shoulder blade towards the right edge of your mat and the right shoulder blade back. There's your twist, keeping your hips exactly where they were. Take an inhale and reach the right arm up as you come back into warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down by your left foot. And step the right foot back to the left. Come into down dog. Bend both knees, walk them to your hands. Inhale and come on up, reaching the arms up, hands together, come down in front of your heart. All right, inhale the arms down and up. Let's come into a forward fold. Bend the knees. Now the left foot steps back to a lunge. Round that back left foot as you ready yourself into warrior two on this side. Take an inhale. And then on this inhale, let the left arm come up and back, and then the right arm lifts. Warrior two, relax your shoulders. And breathe. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, take your right hand into your right crease. Push that leg straight. Let it shift back. Let the left hip come forward. And then slide your arm down your right leg. Left arm can do whatever you did on the other side. And now locate your right shoulder blade and have that move towards the left edge of your mat, and your left shoulder blade comes back. And then you got your little twist for triangle. Take an inhale, and the inhale, let the left arm reach you up and come back into your warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down by your right foot. Spin up on your left toes. And then we're going to step our right foot back into down dog. You see where this down dog comes in all the time. Bend your knees. Walk your feet up to the front of the mat. Put your hands in the creases and come on up from your shoulder blades. So we're going to do the crescent lunge. The yogic squat, right? Garland pose. So if you want and need your supports, go ahead and arrange whatever it is you need to do behind you. And then you step your feet apart so they're wider than your shoulders. Toes are out. You can get a focal point for a moment. And then you can take that focal point and draw a line down, because you're going to be lowering yourself down to the mat. Inhale your arms out to the side and come into a star pose, reaching the arms up. And exhale, the hands come together in the front of the heart as you bend your knees and coming into garland pose. So again, the elbows are on the inside of the legs. You gently push the elbows against the knees and then the knees against the elbows. Kind of like the inner thigh, not necessarily the kneecap. And inhale in and out through your nose. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come on. You can reach the hands up and back out to star pose. And let the arms float down by your sides. And pause. All right, go ahead and move your feet in a little bit closer. And we're going to go back and do a tree pose again. So you can get your block in between your legs, your feet if you need it. Otherwise, if you're like a tree pose experiential fanaticist, you maybe don't need it. So shift your weight to your left foot, coming up on your right toes on the block or not. Turn the right knee out a little bit. Get your focal point. And then let's go ahead and lift that right foot up if you want, into whatever position you're choosing for today. You can keep your arms down, out to the side, grow the tree up to the sky. Put your hands at your heart center. Keep in mind, again, left knee not locked, left hip not jutting out, left hip strong and tightened in. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, you can come into star pose and then come on down, and we can do the other foot. Shift the weight to the right, coming up on the left toes. Get a focal point. Play around with wherever you want to put your foot. Do what it is that you want to do with your hands. Notice all the things you're not able to think about right now, and that maybe you were thinking about before you began the yoga practice today. Take an inhale and then come out of it however it is that you like. And maybe you want to walk out your legs a little bit. All right, make sure you got them all. Okay, yep, alrighty. Let's come into mountain pose. Inhale the arms out to the side and up overhead. Turn the palms forward and come into a forward fold. Bend the knees. Step the right foot back to a lunge. Step the left foot back to plank. One more time on the plank. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, bend the knees. And we're going into child's pose. So if you need some props to give you the most comfortable child's pose that you deserve, go ahead and get those together. And in this child's pose, I want to put my arms back so my hands are by my ankles. You know, we've done a lot with the arms, the planks, the down dogs. I want to give my shoulders a rest. Inhale into your back body, expand your back body. Exhale, everything relaxes. Alrighty, if your hands are back behind you, one arm at a time, put them underneath your shoulders. Otherwise, pull your hands back from that string between your belly button and your spine. Lift yourself up. And we're going to come into a sitting pose. And let's have our feet bent in front of us. I mean, our knees bent, not your feet. And let's go ahead and hug onto our shins and just get a nice long spine. Now, don't have your shoulders up by your ears. Let your shoulders drop down. And then just gaze forward here for a minute. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, put your hands behind you and lean back a little bit. We're going to do a little boat pose. Okay. This is, I think all of yoga is great for mental health. But this isn't a calming pose. But it does feel good when you know that your core is strong. And of course, it improves posture. So you can bring your right foot up and then your left, you can keep it right here. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Depends on your day, right? If you want to bring your arms alongside your legs, you can. If you're one of these people, you can straighten your legs and your arms. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing that works the core to the, where you feel like you're getting a little bit stronger is the best one for you. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, let's come forward again. Now don't collapse down over your legs. Go ahead and just let the muscles relax nice and long. And let's come onto our backs. So we're going into bridge pose. So here we are, knees bent, feet down about hip width apart. Gaze is to the sky. Bring the shoulders down and away from your ears. Arms are out to the side. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, slowly lift up the hips. Bridge pose. Take another inhale, and then slowly come on down. Take a breath here. And then go ahead and gently lift your hips up again into bridge pose. And this time, maybe your hip bones reach up a little bit more. And bridge pose gives you numerous mental and physical well-being benefits. It has stress and anxiety reduction. It opens up the heart and the chest. It facilitates deeper breathing. You're opening up your whole front body. It can promote relaxation. Take an inhale. On the exhale, slowly lower down. And you can be left with a sense of openness. One more time. Take an inhale. And slowly lift those hips up one last time. Maybe you want to slide your hands underneath you and clasp your hands underneath you. Even more of a heart opener. And this pose can send calming signals to the nervous system. I find it also opens up the muscles, lengthens the muscles a little bit in the pectoral area, especially when I clasp my hands underneath me. Take one more inhale and slowly lower down. And let's just pause here for a minute. If you want to close your eyes for a moment, you can. And then let's go into happy baby. So bring your right knee towards you and then to like the outside of the right side of your ribs, and then do the left. So your thighs are not pushing into your rib cage, they're on either side. And now bring the bottoms of your feet up towards the sky. So you decide if you like to hold on to the outside of your feet or the inside. I find when I hold on to the inside, I get a bigger stretch in the inner parts of my thighs, the groin area, which I enjoy, but you might not. So you go ahead and just kind of experiment with that. And you can let the knees relax down towards the earth as the bottom of the feet look to the sky. Now, some people in Happy Baby like to do like crazy Happy Baby. And then they like to maybe straighten one leg and then bend it and then straighten the other. And so, mess around with this a little freestyle yoga here. See what makes you feel good. Happy Baby can relieve tension and promote a sense of calm. By stretching the inner thighs, the hamstrings, and the groin, it helps release physical tension and can promote a sense of calm and well-being. As we stated before in the garland pose where we did the deep squat, there's a lot of stress and tension and emotion held in the hip area. And so this, in a more restorative way versus working so hard in the garland pose, can release that as well. It helps to improve flexibility, lowers your heart rate. Alrighty, enough happy for the happy baby. Release your feet. Take your hands and let's bring the knees together, keeping them bent. Go ahead and you can hug onto your shins, keeping your low back and your head on the floor. Maybe you rock side to side. There's just one thing that we haven't done. And we haven't done a twist. Well, I guess we did in triangle pose a little bit, but let's do a recline twist. So go ahead and bring one foot down and then the other. Let's straighten the left leg. Take the right foot and put it like on top of the left thigh, inner part of the left thigh. Bring your right arm out to a T. Take the left hand, put it on the outside of the right knee. Gazes to the sky. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly, you can gently pull that right knee towards the left. See if you can keep your shoulder blades on the mat. Nice recline twist here. It's a nice stretch for the outside of the right hips. We did quite a bit of inner thigh opening, right? So this is nice for the outside. Take an inhale. And the exhale, roll onto your back. Put the foot down. Let's switch. Bring the right foot to meet the left. Straighten the right leg. Take the left arm out to a T. Put the left foot on that right leg. Take the right hand on the outside of the left knee and gently twist towards the right. You can close your eyes in this pose if you want to, and it just brings you into more of your internal landscape. And you can start to focus in on what you're feeling. Like right now, I'm feeling a big stretch on the muscle that goes underneath my left armpit. I'm feeling a big stretch opening there. I'm also feeling it down my side into my left side of my rib cage. So as with your eyes closed, tune in, see what you're feeling. Take one more inhale. And the exhale, roll back onto your back. Put the left foot down on the mat. Just pause here for a moment. And if you ever want to shuffle over to a wall, a door, a cabinet. If you have two choices. If you want to go to the wall, legs up a wall. If you want to go to a chair, then you can rest the calves on something. And we'll end in that way. I'm going to take my blanket and have it just underneath the back of my hips, just to elevate my hips a little bit, because that's just something I know that I like. Maybe for you, it may not be. It's always awkward getting into this, but so awesome once you're there. And if you do put something on the back of your pelvis, have it so it's not directly underneath your butt. That weight of your seat kind of hangs over it a little bit, but it's not, the blanket's not in your low back either. There's that sweet spot. And your heels are up on the wall or your calves are on a chair. Have your shoulders down and away from your ears. Rest your arms on the pinky side of your hands. Again, we did some shoulder work. We did some ask the shoulder muscles to work. So let's leave them in optimal alignment here in the relaxation pose. Close your eyes. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your cheeks and your jaw, your lips, and your tongue. Take a deep breath into the heart area. And on the exhale, let all those calm emotions drip down into your shoulders and your arms and your hands and your fingertips. Take an inhale into your rib cage and feel it expand out to the sides. And on the exhale, let that fresh oxygen roll into the pelvis and up the thighs, knees, calves, and your shins, ankles, feet, and toes. I'm going to leave you here to stay as long as you like, because this is such a luxury. But I hope that maybe you'll get an idea of all of the mental health, mental well-being benefits that are hidden inside your yoga practice. Just another great reason to step onto your mat every day. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you soon.